Welcome to Tazama. Today we are in Naivasha, where we're exploring Hell's Gate National Park, located off Nairobi-Nakuru Highway. It is an ideal place for family and friends to come and relax. I'm meeting up with one of the wardens, Millicent, who's going to tell us what to expect today. Hi, Millicent.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Now, why is this place called Hell's Gate?
It's called Hell's Gate due to a narrow break in the cliffs, which was at one time a prehistoric lake in the Rift Valley that used to feed the early humans here in the Rift Valley.
As we continue exploring Hell's Gate National Park, have a look at our first feature.
Goth ni wale majamaka wenye wananyoa moho.
Okay, I think Goth ni wale hawa wase wenye unapatanga ni maboy lakini wamepias masikio, unapata kuna mwenye amepias hapa kwa macho hivi na mapua. I think it's kind of maybe kweni gayism ama such kind of stuff, and I think si poa.
Wale wanafanya body tattoos, kujichora na kupaka nywele kem.
Apparently, the month of May is the World Goth Day celebration. It highlights all the Gothic elements ranging from spiked handguards, tattoos, and even skulls.
The Gothic subculture, which originated from England, is characterized by an unusual lifestyle and dress code. One of them could be metallic objects, slogans in t-shirts or clothing, and even dark imagery. Its hold in countries like Kenya has been gradual and consistent.
Our quest to know what this subculture is leads us to Nakuru's free area, where we meet Peter Getito, also known as Obsidian Goth. Tonight, his friends are hosting a house party.
I was a law student. I'm currently on DIFA. So on a normal day, I work, I'd go to school, do anything normal that might seem normal to anybody else. But I long for that time when that normal thing has to end, when I have to be myself. I'm myself when I'm God. I have a taste for weird stuff. I love freaky stuff. So the only way I could choose this life if I was a God, like the taste and all, I had a taste for black stuff. Actually, I'm addicted to black. I'm always in black. Okay, like rarely do I do other colors. I can do black Monday to Sunday.
Black clothing use was a reaction to the 70s disco era. The first Gothic enterprise is London's Batcave Club in England in the early 80s.
Skull, that's a Goth taste. Most people, they have a thing like Goth. I'd say one is interested in this side. Me, my side, I love skulls. I find skulls to be really art. Okay, it's an awesome art.
The unique taste for all things strange is what leads majority of Kenyans to hold Goths with suspicion. While foreign cultures readily accept alternate lifestyles, the Kenyan society takes long to adapt.
My mom, she hates piercings. That's the one thing she can't stand about me. She hates piercing. Like, I'm not allowed to do any piercing around her. She's okay. Okay, she knows I have dreadlocks. Good thing in our family have dreadlocks. She's okay with the dreads. But the piercing, no. She thinks, okay, for a guy to have piercings, especially around, you get labeled, you get names. She's gonna be like, you're a guy, you have piercing. Actually have more piercing than even the females in your family. So when I'm around her, I have to check them. But good thing, mine heal easily. So when I check them, I can still wear them later. I had 14 piercings. I'm supposed to get 20. Double I had this one, but I checked it. Doesn't heal. Supposed to get this other one. I'm supposed to get this one. I'm supposed to get a neck one. Once you go for one, you're gonna go for another. It's like tattooing. You go for one tattoo, you're gonna come back for another and another and another until you cover yourself in ink. But it's beauty. Yeah, that's music. That's music. That's heaven right there. My heaven. Actually, I used to do rock. When I was a teenager, I used to do rock. Then in 06, that's when I started doing metal. Actually, 06 Junior, I remember. I even remember the band, the first album,
Tazama then heads to Nairobi, where the Gothic fashion sense is trending.
I'm David, and we'll do with leather jackets, put spikes. You can come with a leather jacket, we put spikes on you, studs, everything. and wristbands, they're also there. We do half coats, full, denim, and even ragged jeans. We put spikes in jeans and shoes also. Yeah, and it's called OMG. OMG is about it stands for Oh My Goth, not Oh My God. We just started I started on my own, starting making this stuff, put it in my wardrobe for my fashion only. But whenever I walk around in town, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it looks nice, it looks nice. And the expression, I was like, don't I look like a goth? Okay, I just removed the D in the end of GO. I put TH, became oh my God.
Goth is more related to rock music, rock music. So goth being related to rock. Most youngsters in Kenya, you'll find that they want to be associated, they want to be rock stars. Let me use the word rock stars. You'll find them wearing spiky stuff, wearing black, doing all those rocky stuff.
Goths may look like a rebellious lot based on their appearance, but in essence, they are passive and apolitical. For them, Goth is more about the liberty of expression, human rights, and individual interests.
For a place with such an unusual name, Hell's Gate National Park is one of the parks where you can explore using fun activities such as bike riding. Today, we are asking city residents about what they think about clean and safe water.
Maji ni mingi kutoka ziwa Naivasha na haina mashubi kama ile tunatumia saa hizi. Kwa hivyo ile maji zimetoka Nyandarua, imeenda mpaka Laikipia huko upande ya Nande huko na imepita kwetu. Kwa hivyo zinaweza saidia sisi tu, moja inapita hapa na ingine inaenda chini.
Tunaweza wekea maji kila mahali, hata hicho. Iko na maji stage mzima. Sasa tunastahili tuwekee maji pale stage katikati. Itakuwaje?
Mifereji rekebishwe ili ilikuwa inatumiwa zamani, na maji ilichombolewa pande ya Malewa ianze kukuja vizuri.
Naivasha, that is Lake Naivasha, is the only freshwater lake in our country. Yet we have contaminated water. So we don't understand, how can we say we have a freshwater lake while we are drinking water that is so terrible?
Most of us, when we laugh, we feel so much ashamed because everybody's teeth is white. We even have that fear of laughing. And so I think if the water is more cleaner, it will be nicer for us to laugh and be free.
Tell us about this tower.
This actually, it's called Fisher's Tower. It was named after the German explorer. It was back here in 1883. And the rock itself is a basalt rock. It was formed after the volcanic activity. It's a volcanic plug by itself. So that's why you see it's very hard, very solid for climbing. There's no loose rocks up there. I actually train people to do rock climbing around here. I give even beginners, amateurs, and good climbers. It depends with how good you are now. You can take the route.
As I try my hand at rock climbing, let's join Lydia for today's Town Talk.
Welcome back. With me are some of Naivasha residents, and we are talking about access to water right after this story.
Some days you stay, then when you get a cup of water, you go and bathe, and then you go to class. Sometimes when the cooks are not there, unaenda tu naiba kwa kitchen.
Water is life. The World Bank defines reasonable access to water as the availability of at least 20 liters of water per day per person. Today, Tazama is in AIC Girls Kajiado to find out more about water.
AIC Girls Kajiado started in 1959 with a population of 20 girls. Up to now, we have girls 600 2050. Currently, the water situation in the school is bad because we buy water for the girls, water for drinking, water for bathing, for cleaning, for cooking, and it is very expensive.
Kambua is a 12-year-old class 7 pupil in this school. Every week, she queues here to get water.
In a week, we access water for once, and the water we are given, it's 10 liters for the full week. This is the 2 cups of water that you are going to have. After having the 2 cups of water, we return the other, we put it under the bed because when we leave it here, somebody might take it.
Like other girls here, Kambua only cleans her clothes when need be, and this is done using just 2 cups of water. Even then, only the clothes they consider must wash are cleaned, while the rest are wiped with a wet piece of cloth.
Hang it, and it gets
The little water left after washing is what she uses to shower, and when the situation is worse, it's shared between 2 girls. The situation is not unique to this girls' school alone, but to all schools within Kajiado and the entire county.
The water we buy from the individual boreholes, and we hire the water tank, which is very expensive to the school. In fact, in a term, we spend from 350 to 400,000 shilling. It really brings constraint of funds, whereby now maybe the way we used to feed our girls or the way we used to do some development, it is stopped because of water.
So today is one of those days that water is brought into this institution, and Kambua has just gotten her 10 liters of water that is supposed to carry her throughout the week.
Okay, before the school used to have water, but when the school started, there was problem of water in AIC. But there was water which was running from Kilimanjaro, the Northridge water. The schools used to get water. But suddenly we don't know what happened. The water was diverted. And now from the time I came to this school, I think 2010, we've been buying water up to now.
Despite the fact that the school supplies the girls with water twice per week, it's never enough to meet their needs, as I find out. These girls have to cope with this issue, oblivious of the health repercussions it may cause, especially when they are on their menstrual cycle.
When we are on our periods, we can ask the teacher on duty to assist us with some water for taking a shower. If it is not possible, you just change and to go to class. Some even might come to class when they are singing, but we just understand them. It affects us in our performance because while in class, when the teachers are teaching, we are always thinking about how we are going to maintain hygiene, because when now our bodies are dirty, we cannot concentrate well because we are just thinking how we'll get water. Due to that, we cannot concentrate well in class because we are dirty.
And the challenge is not only on cleaning water but also on drinking water.
Because the water is not enough for each and every girl to wash her plate, the only thing we need to do is if you have a piece of tissue, you can wipe it with the plate. When you come to IC, you'll be shocked because people know that tissue is used for using in the latrine, but in our school, tissue has become our water.
If we had water running in the school, we know that we could improve in performance. If we get water, we can go far. Our school is a special school in one way or another because we rescue girls from early marriages, from FGM, and even those girls who are very vulnerable or the orphans.
I would like to urge the president, the deputy, and the others that they take this matter seriously because we have been suffering because of water, and not only in IC,
but the whole of Kajiado County.
Doctors recommend that you should take at least 2 liters of water per day. But imagine having just 3 liters of water to use for 3 days for your cleaning, your washing, and even your flushing of the toilets. So everyone has the right to live with dignity. And what do you think that this water scarcity issue, how do you think it affects these girls and their dignity?
It's a mindset in human beings that when you're clean, you're ready to go, and even the environment that you're in, you'll be able to stay comfortably. Considering that they're young girls and they might compare themselves with other girls who are better positioned, that is, who can access clean water, to bathe, to drink, and all that. That means when the time comes to be released in the society, they will realize that something has not been going on well. And that's why maybe something should be done to take care of such special schools, at least to put them at the same level with the other children.
Since the girls in the schools lack water, and we know tuseme wakati wa monthly periods, and the child is in primary school, and we know hiyo mmemingo kwa darasa pengine na periods zako zimeanza, so utakuwa huyo msichana atasikia ako down tu sana because pengine ameharibu nguo, pengine hana hata pads. Since we know most of the girls, pengine mnaanza ukiwa raima na ujui periods ni nini, so unaharibu nguo, huyo msichana atajisikia akiwa tu down sana na anaweza enda home, pengine tuseme home kwao ni poor, mother hawezi afford kununua pads, so inabidi akae home mpaka amalize periods zake ndio arudi.
Hey Naivasha, how accessible is water?
I think we still need some more water because like an estate where I live in, we only get water once per week. That means on Friday. So for about 1 hour, we have water. But then after that, the amount of water that you share in a plot, if you live in a plot of about, let's say 7 people, then you have to share that amount of water. So it's not that much like kabisa inatutosha.
Pia mimi naweza sema kwamba maji hayatutoshi kwa vile pengine kama ile upande ya kwetu, upande wa Mirela, isipokuwa uwe na punda wa kuendea maji, hata kukufikia iwezi kukufikia. Kwa hivyo ningeonelea kama wangechimba pengine more boreholes, ingekuwa at least kwa ajili sasa watu wangekuwa wanafikiwa na maji, na kwa ajili hata ukifikiwa na hiyo maji pa 20 liters unabai 30 bob pengine.
It is stipulated in the Kenyan constitution that every person is entitled to clean and safe water, right, in adequate quantities. So what do you think, or where do you think the government and relevant stakeholders are failing or falling short in implementing this act?
Maybe first to put this to the authorities. It would be like a plan to eliminate the water shortage problem. Maybe if we had the city council do their job, that is supplying the Naivasha area with water. But then when they do that for days. For example, you pay your bills, you sign up, they will supply you with water 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then after that, it's gone. Then also the bills. You find that the bills that are coming, you wonder whether you're paying for water or is it air?
To add on to that, I think the county government, or rather the government, the people who are charged with this responsibility should try and regulate how safe this water should reach the consumer. For instance, what I'm trying to say is, if you are having the boreholes that we are talking about around here, then these boreholes, by the time this water is reaching the consumer, the water should be treated. Yeah, unlike the situation that we have right now, whereby we have private boreholes which are not regulated, and we have these water vendors who do that by a donkey. They vent to the people, and the manner in which they vent to the people poses very high risk of, for instance, if there can be an outbreak of communicable disease, then we'll say basically around 80% of the population of Naivasha will be infected. Because
I was going actually to bring a different view, because yes, we have very good policies in the government,
And like in Naivasha, we have a program called WALMA. I think it is Water Resource Management Authority. We have water sewerage. I don't know what else we have that deals with water. And I think each of these groups will always blame the other team for not doing their part. And this has been something that has been in the country for many years. For all the time we have all the other governments. It's a time that we need to change the way we offer services to our people. For instance, privatize some of these things so that we have a company or a body that can be accountable and that can be accused or taken to court.
It pains me, and I really don't understand, because I've been born and raised in Naivasha and I have white teeth. Because currently, the people that are being raised in Naivasha, their signature, or if you want to know a Naivasha person, just tell him to smile. It is brown. So my biggest question is, where did our good water go? So, and I think somebody should answer that, because really in the late 70s and early 80s, we had safe and clean water and everybody was happy. But now you see like a 20-year-old has 5 teeth have been removed, which is very, very sad. Somebody has to explain.
I would also like to talk about ourselves as individuals and as a community. What can we do to hold the government accountable, to hold these stakeholders accountable so that they can deliver these services?
I think on the issue of putting the government on toes, we need to have strong advocacy teams. Because what I believe is that current, like early 80s in Naivasha, we had a lot of clean water. Not only clean water, but clean water, safe for drinking.
For me, I tend to think the community needs to be engaged. Like, we need to engage ourselves. How much information are we getting in issues related to water? Like right now, I believe there is a plan to have the water back to Naivasha. But how much do we know as the people of Naivasha? And if at all we have the exact information related to water issues in Naivasha, I believe we'll be able to follow up and help those who are not getting the exact information.
That is it for today's Town Talk discussion, but would love to hear from you. Let us know of innovative ways that are being used by your community to access clean water.
Here we are, Noela, the end of the side gorge, the devil's bedroom.
Very scenic.
Yes, it is. Very scenic indeed.
So why is it called the devil's bedroom?
Because it's the end of the side gorge, as I said earlier, 0.7 kilometer from the main gorge. Actually, this is where Tom Raider 2 was shot, Angela Jolie and other famous artists of Hollywood. And basically, baboons usually reside here during the night, and if you want to have a look, maybe you can camp here the night and enjoy yourself till morning. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Well, as you've had it, we've come to the end of the show. As usual, we love to hear your feedback and suggestions. Be sure to like our Facebook page, Tazama 6, or follow us on Twitter at Tazama 6. Until next time, have a good one.